Hi, I'm Mike, and you're watching Spiritual Combat. And the title of today's show is Why and How We Must Love Our People. And I named it that because I don't want to name it Why We Need to Hate Other Races, but we need to not worry about other races, especially the white race, and focus on our people. And we don't do that. And part of that's by design, but we need to wake up, and that's what this video is going to be about. It's a wake up call where I'm going to show you that these other races don't care about you, and they're not supposed to. And you shouldn't be mad at them for not caring about you. And you shouldn't be up in their face begging them to care about you. It's almost like me, I got a wife and two kids, and I want some other guy, some other family. Well, you need to care about my kids, and I'm not even caring about them. Okay, it's like we're off. Okay, and a lot of that, majority of that, is from the clever manipulation of COINTELPRO during the civil rights movement, where like basically now when you hear about Martin Luther King, they always play over and over little black girls and little white girls and boys and all that playing together, this, that, and the other. And that's the only thing they play over and over again. They don't play the speeches that he was speaking towards the end of his life, where he was saying we need to separate from them. We need to pull our money out their banks. We need to boycott Coca-Cola and Wonder Bread, where he was saying he integrated us into a burning house. It was a mistake. They don't play that. They just play the stuff that he spoke of early in his, in his movement or whatever. Okay. And that's part of the problem. But what we need to focus on is we need to focus on our own people. Okay? Hold on one sec. So yeah, what we need to focus on is we need to focus on our people, loving our people. And how do we need to love our people? Well, first of all, let me show you that these people don't care about you. Okay, we march, we protest, we try to get in their government and all that, and nothing's changed. Here it is. It's 2016. It's not 1950 or nothing like that. So let's go through what I'm talking about. So, FBI director, we really have no idea if there's an epidemic of police violence against black people. Okay? It's like you would even say that when in 2006, the FBI released a report that there was a large, like that a lot of the white supremacist groups, KKK and stuff like that, were telling their people, go into law enforcement. Become a cop, become a attorney, a state attorney or whatever it's called, public defender or whatever, and they're all moving in there. And then now here it is, 2016, you see all these police shootings and everything. And they would actually come out and make a statement, like this, they don't care. They don't want to understand. Okay, here's another one. It says, police release video of cop beaten by suspect she feared shooting. Okay, now you need to watch this video because this is gonna, just watch this. I'm a kind of fast forward from it. So just watch this right here. That's her. That's the lady. So just watch real quick. Okay. I think the guy's on drugs. They're going to come back in the video here. Okay. Okay, I think he's on some type of drug, but they're tasing him. It's not working. And that officer isn't doing anything. Okay. So, and that the rest of the video is pretty much them piling on him. So, but my thing when you read through this, okay, what ended up happening is eventually a whole bunch of officers came in, got control of him. You know, he got arrested. The lady was hurt. Okay, and all what the police, all the police were saying was, oh, because of Black Lives Matter, she got hurt. She should have shot him. It's like all they care about is themselves. They're not, as they say, protect and serve. They don't care about protecting you. What they kept on droning on and on about is how she should have shot him, like he should have been killed. Well, guess what? Everybody lived. Like in that situation you saw there, nobody died. But they said, "Oh, see, they don't care. They don't care." They were like, he should have been put to death." So you got to know that. Like, this is important to know so that you don't go out there and get yourself killed. These people don't care about you. And they're not supposed to. That's their race. They know what team they play on, and they know what team you're on. We're the only ones who don't know what the game is and what team we're on. Okay? So that's just kind of another example of it. All right. And then after taking a knee, young boys saw their football coach suspended, then their whole season canceled. Okay? For taking a knee. See? They want you in check. They're going you don't have rights here. You know what I'm saying? All the laws and law enforcement is for you. It's not for them. It's to keep you in check. Okay? All they did was take a knee, and the coach gets suspended, and the whole season canceled. See, they know what team they play on. We don't know. Okay? It's like these people do not care about you. You just see it when you learn to look. All right? It says Matthew, a person, the man who shot at George Zimmerman, gets 20 years in prison. Did he kill George Zimmerman? No. Did George Zimmerman auction off the gun and like almost brag about what he did, killing a young black man? Yeah. But this guy gets 20 years. You just got to look at it for what it is, man. These folks don't care about you. Understand, a lot of people get surprised, but you got to learn what to look at. They don't care about you. You need to care about your people. Like, you need to tell your people to be careful when they're around the cops so they don't end up getting shot, instead of sitting there mouthing off the cops and arguing with them, because these cops will kill you. It's like you think everything is. Hold on one sec. All right, hold on one sec. All right. Yeah, it's like you buy into the narrative that, oh, all that stuff they tell you, oh, everything's equal. You got to stop listening to them talk. Okay? You got to stop listening to them talk and watch actions. That's what you got to learn to do in this world, is just watch people's actions, and then you'll know exactly what their mindset is. And they have it set up. Oh, there's always some rule or law, and you're supposed to do this, that, and the other, and you're listening to all this, and you're not using these to see what's going on. Okay. All right. So, all right, let me pull this up. This is a pretty good one. This all right, good. All right, go there. Okay, so this is pretty good. So we'll watch this quick video. All right. Hold on. There's no sound. All right, let me figure this out. All right, I'm gonna have to reset this. So just bear with me. Technical difficulty. All right. I don't know why it does that. Still no sound.
We are set aside.
There we go. Okay. And what he said, because it's gonna cut off that first part. But what he said is we must set aside
this talk about institutional racism and institutional bias.
I think Pence is absolutely correct that we need to stop this talk of institutional racism in our police departments.
Oh my
Many
God.
of these brave officers, like the one in Charlotte, are African American themselves.
Institutional racism exists in this country. African American community is not delusional about this. What is happening in Charlotte is not just about Charlotte. It's about Tulsa. It's about Cleveland. It's about Baltimore. It's about Ferguson. It is about the fact that racism exists in the DNA of America, and the only way that we're going to deal with it is to confess our sins. It didn't start with police and it doesn't end with police. It is the entire system. And as an African American mother of an African American son who is a law enforcement officer, who has been racially profiled throughout his life, who does wear a badge and a gun, who I do worry about on both ends, let me just tell you this. We have to deal with these issues in a very real way. And the African American community is sick and tired of the same sad song being played over and over and over and over again. And just like novelist James Baldwin and activist James Baldwin said, he said to be black in America and to be relatively conscious is to be in a rage all the time. And when we have leaders who don't even want to acknowledge that we have institutional racism in this country, political, economic, financial, we have to admit that and we have to do something about it.
Now, all right, hold on. Yeah, so she made some good. She's on the ball, man. She made awesome points, and a lot said there. But this is the thing. That energy is misdirected, and I've heard you know, because I get the videos. I've seen the videos of people perfectly articulating exactly, precisely what's going on in the best way you could, and there's no way to argue against it, but nothing changes. And why doesn't anything change? Because your energy is misdirected. Okay? Again, I said, they know what's going on. These people aren't stupid. All right? But they know what team they play on. Okay? And sitting there crying to them about it isn't going to work. What the solution is we got to wake our people up. We got to help our people. We got to focus on our people. And you don't need some big football player, somebody high up to make that happen. You can do it. Okay? And I'm not saying this just to say it. I do it. I have done it. I'm doing it right now, and I'm making a difference. And it's at this level, which is the lowest level, it's the most effective level to do it at. Okay? Everybody has something they can do to begin waking our nation up and waking our people up. Okay? All right. I'll go into that a little more in detail a little later. Let's check this out. It says Milwaukee's staggering black-white economic divide. Okay? They said it's staggering. All right, let's see what this video is about. Let's see if it'll play. I don't know if it's going to play. Protests turn violent.
Oh, it looks like the gas tank just popped.
All right. So anyway, I'm not going to watch that whole video, but it says unemployment soaring among Milwaukee's black residents. So it's 4% for the whites, 17 for the blacks. Milwaukee's blacks have fallen far behind whites. The median household income for whites, $60,000. For blacks, $25,000. Okay. And then it just shows the gap. Okay. And they wonder why there's a riot and people are upset, but it's misdirected energy. I'm telling you, there's a solution to it. 5 disturbing stats on black-white inequality. Okay, it says the median household income over the past 25 years, the wealth gap between blacks and whites has nearly tripled, according to research by, this university. It says white folks is $91,000. The average white household, and this is the black household, 6,000. That's because most of our men are locked up, okay, in this prison country. All right, it says that's in large part because home ownership among blacks is so much lower. Housing is often America's greatest asset and a major component of their overall wealth. Okay, now let me tell you something backing that up. I got a buddy who is a real estate agent, and he told me straight to my face. He said, I was kind of joking about where they asked what color you are when you're applying for a mortgage. And he was like, yeah. He's like, trust me, there's weight to that, what color you put on there. He's like, they don't just got that on there for the reasons they state. Okay? So it's real, man. This country wicked as heck. Look at the history. And to sit there and think anything's changed, I mean, you just got to barely look below the surface and you see how wicked this place still is. And it's wickeder that they're more craftier than they've increased their craftiness. They make it as subtle as they can, you know what I'm saying? And here's an example of how misinformed our people are. Okay, so this happened a couple years ago, but this is how misinformed we are. Our people don't know the game. Like stuff like this doesn't get me mad because I'm like, okay, she just being herself to me. So watch this video.
Jade, welcome to the program.
Hi, Dr. Laura.
Hi.
I'm having an issue with my husband where I'm starting to grow very resentful of him. I'm black and he's white. We've been around some of his friends and family members who make racist comments as if I'm not there or if I'm not black. And my husband ignores those comments, and it hurts my feelings. And then he just acts like he
Well, can you give me an example of a racist comment? Because sometimes people are hypersensitive. So tell me give me 2 good examples of racist comments.
Okay, last night, good example. We had a neighbor come over, and this neighbor, every time he comes over, it's always a black comment. It's, oh, well, how do you black people like doing this, and do black people really like doing that? And for a long time, I would ignore it. But last night, I got to the point
I don't think that's racist.
Well, the stereotype.
I don't think that's racist. No, I think that,
stereotype.
no. I think that's, well, listen, without giving much thought, a lot of blacks voted for Obama simply because he was half black. Didn't matter what he was going to do in office. It was a black thing. You got to know that. That's not a surprise. Not everything that somebody says. We had friends over the other day. Got about 35 people here. The guys who were going to start playing basketball. I was going to go out and play basketball. My bodyguard and my dear friend is a black man. And I said, white men can't jump. I want you on my team. That was racist? That was funny.
How about the N-word, though? The N-word's been thrown around.
Black guys use it all the time. Turn on HBO, listen to a black comic, and all you hear is nigger, nigger, nigger. I don't get it. If anybody without enough melanin says it, it's a horrible thing. But when black people say it, it's affectionate. It's very confusing. Don't hang up. I want to talk to you some more. Don't go away. I'm Dr. Laura Schlesinger. I'll be right back.
So anyway, you could watch the whole thing, but I mean, it just shows how confused our people are. Now, and now this black woman, she in too deep now. She done married a white dude, went away from her race. What do you expect? You on the other team. You expect them to be rooting for your team, and you playing on a visiting team or whatever you want to call it? Misinformed. You can't turn your back on your race. She should have married a black dude. Then you wouldn't be dealing with that. Dr. Laura knows what team she plays on. You the only one lost. So let's see what she says on this real quick, because this is an interview on Larry King where
Nita, thanks for joining us. What's gone on with you since all of this ruckus? How have you reacted?
It has been really crazy, but I have been getting a lot of support, and I want to thank everyone who has spoken up and just supported me through all of this. It's just been amazing. The feedback I've gotten has been very positive. So thanks everyone. Thank you.
The point that Dr. Laura was trying to make, that blacks use the word, comedians use the word on HBO, that did not resonate with you at all?
No, because I was calling to get advice about my relationship. I don't care. It's not okay to use the word period, but I was calling Dr. Laura to get advice on my relationship.
Why didn't you just hang up?
That would have been rude. I honestly, my mother taught me better than that, and
see this is my thing. She, I ain't got time to watch the whole thing, but she just don't know what it's a simple fact of she don't know what the game is. Like let me see. Like a lot of these police shootings are happening because our people don't know what the game is. Like, I already know you can't run from a cop. You gonna get shot. You can't, like, a cop pulled me over. I move slow, keep my hands where you can see him, and comply with what he say. Because not listening to what they say, but watching their actions, their policy is comply or die. That's their policy. If you don't comply with what they say, they're going to kill you. You can't find it in writing anywhere. You won't ever hear them say it, but you'll see it with their actions. And I'm sure if I watch a little bit of Dr. Laura, I'd already know that where she was coming from. But a lot of our people, the wool's been pulled over their eyes. They've drinking the civil rights Kool-Aid and all that. And she got a rude awakening, All right, so let's see. So it says, man who cut fire hose during Baltimore riots ordered to pay $1 million. Okay. Again, they know what team they're on, and they know what team you play on. And you buck against their team, they're going to punish you to the fullest extent of the law. Okay. But if you are, let me see if I can find it. Now, if you are a Stanford swimmer and you rape a woman, you're going to do 3 months in jail and that's it. Okay? But if you cut a fire hose, you're going to be ordered to pay $1 million. He probably had to do jail time or whatever. Like the one guy who broke the window on a cop car, they ordered him to pay, they put him in jail. I don't know what became of it. But yeah, all you got to do is sit back and watch, and you will see, stop listening and just watch their actions. They say a ton. Okay. Their actions, like a picture's worth, 1,000 words or whatever it is. Okay. So, but you got to watch and stop listening. I mean, this stuff's obvious. A good example, I was talking to a guy at my job about the Rodney King thing, a white guy, and he was like, yeah, they shouldn't have rioted, and hey, if they acquitted him, they were like, you don't know what was really going on there, why they were beating him like that. It's like any human being could see that they were, terrorizing that dude. He was no joke. He no joke told me. He said, well, you don't know what he was doing, or you don't know what was really going on. You couldn't hear. That's what he said at my job. This is like maybe a month or so ago. So there's no explaining to them. They're not going to understand. They don't want to understand. Okay? So, all right, here's another one. It says St. Louis mom wants answers about photo of officer posing with her dead son surfaces. Okay? And there he is. That's the cop. He got a thumbs up there, and that's her dead son. They blurred out the body or whatever. Is that what you do when you care about somebody? They look, and that's St. Louis, man. And I had a guy, he's a scientist. He went to school up there or something. And he's a white guy. He said, man, it is racist up there. He said, you have no idea. I had another guy that I work with in the military who was stationed up there, a white dude. And he told me it is racist up there. He said, you have no idea. He said it's bad. Okay? These folks don't care. It's like ain't no argument, no rationale gonna, they know who they are. It's like we the only ones who don't know who we are. Okay? Now, it says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the nation of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So, they don't care about you. They don't love you. They don't want to love you. Even during the civil rights, they didn't want you to come in the restaurants. They forced them to because they knew they had to. Because they know if we are left to ourselves, we're going to come together and we're going to become more powerful than them. So that was just part of their tactic. But they didn't want you in there. It's like we've been begging them. It's like stop begging and wake up and let's help ourselves. Okay? All right, let's see. I got another verse here. All right. It says, behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. And that's what we got to do. But again, our people are confused. Okay? And then here's the cherry on top. This is the latest just on how confused our people are, and uninformed. Okay? Let's see. So this is that shooting, the outcome of it. So check this out.
And a missed opportunity for justice. Missed opportunity to heal a lot of wounds in this country. Missed opportunity to remind the good officers that put on that badge.
Of Scott by policeman Michael Slager. A lot of people who watched the video of Slager shooting him in the back from about 18 feet away while Scott fled the scene were also shocked by the ruling, and the jury foreman, Joyce Montgomery, is breaking his silence about what had the jury deadlocked right now. So, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for coming. So here's what I want to say. We saw this man shot 5 times in the back as he ran away. It's on video. What did we who only saw that, what did we miss that led to the mistrial?
There was so much information that was released unto us for the past 5 weeks sitting in the courtroom. We had an expert witness come in. We had forensic individuals come in. So what you missed was the background of the information. Everyone saw the video, but no one knew what happened prior to the video. No one knew about the quote-unquote scuffle or fight that everybody is still debating about. So that's what all the information that was.
So anyway, and I'm pretty sure he was one of the ones who didn't. Yeah, he says it in there, and he's a homosexual, but he's one of the ones who didn't vote. Like he's one of the ones who made the guy not get convicted. I mean, and people are so confused. And I mean, just look at the video. Okay, just look at it. Don't even look at that video. You can look at the other. You can look at the video that I keep talking about where is a white guy. He killed his wife. He ran from the cops. He slammed his car into a gas station. The car caught on fire. Gas station caught on fire. Then he slammed into another car, came to a stop. Cop runs up to his car with his gun out. The guy gets out the car, charges the cop, punches the cop. The cop falls down, gets on top of the cop, never shot him. I mean, we go on and on about all the videos of, where these cops are showing, are holding back. I mean, for goodness sake, the Bundys went out there and took over a federal building with weapons and nothing happened. So you just got to look at the big picture. And then this guy just nails this guy in the back 8 times, completely kills him. And what this guy and them jurors probably bought into was, oh, this is how they're trained. These are their rules. If this happens, they have to do this, that, and the other. I don't care. Like, your rules are designed to be oppressive. Okay? But hey, that's their team, their system. Their system is set. It's like playing like when I was in the Air National Guard, we would go, which is basically the Air Force. Well, we would go to the Navy base and play against the Navy teams. Well, the guys on my team would get all pissed off because they wouldn't get the referees for the Navy were Navy people. So we wouldn't get any of the calls our way. And some of the dudes on my team would just get all pissed off, frustrated. I was like, dude, you behind enemy lines playing on their court with their referees. The referees work with some of the dudes on the team. What do you expect? All we got to do is just play ball, play hard. And we won a bunch of the games there. But our silly people don't know the game. They don't realize, hey, this is their system. It's going to work in their favor. The rules are set up in their favor, this, that, and the other, And this is funny because this is what else I know. When I was in the Air National Guard, there's people who come in on the weekends, 1 weekend a month, whatever. Some of them were cops. So they just come in there every weekend. And I'd talk to them and pick their brain. So when this happened, one of the cops told me, he was like, look, man, he's like, if he could properly articulate his actions, he'll get off. And I was like, what the heck are you talking about? He said, if he can justify his actions, he will get off. And sure enough, he did. That's how unjust it is. And they know what to do after it happens. Don't say anything. Wait till you get your lawyer there who's going to be like the best cop lawyer ever. And he's going to tell you what to say and you'll win. And the cops, it's common knowledge. The cops say, look, if you want to shoot somebody, kill them. So there's only one story, your story. It's a wicked beast system. It is unjust. There's no justice in it. Wake up. That's why I tell my people, when you dealing with the cops, anytime you're in the presence of a cop, you are in danger. Be careful. These people who get careless and mouth off to the cops are idiots. Okay? So, but yeah, so anyway, he got off, it is what it is. So what's the answer? What do we do? The answer is simple. Like, how do we fight this? Like when stuff like that happens, this Michael Slater situation, it makes me want to help my people even more. And how do I help my people? Any way I can. Like me, I'm an auto mechanic. If one of my brothers, one of their cars are broke or something like that, I go out there and fix it, you know? A couple of my friends, they needed jobs. I got a hookup to get them jobs. I hooked them up with my hookup and they got jobs. You know, anything, any little thing. Everybody has something that they do that could help somebody else out. Like my wife sews, so if somebody needs some clothes or something, she'll hook them up, you know? But that's how we come up as a nation. Do what you can to help your people out. You know, stop chasing after wealth in their nation and making them rich. I'm not saying don't get a job, but get that job. And if you make it out, help your people out. Don't be like that woman and oh, there's no good black men, and sell out and get a white dude and he making racist remarks about you and now you crying about it. You got to tough it out. Hunt for a good black man. Like when I was looking for, before I got married, I made that the sole focus of my life is meeting a good woman, you know? That's what she should do. No, she gave up and took the quick way out, and now she's an embarrassment. Like, to me, she's an embarrassment. She's a confused embarrassment. But you got to learn to love your people and help your people because you're the only one who could do it. And if you've made it and you're successful, that means you're a leader. And it's on you to help your people, you know? But a lot of our people, they don't do that. They just, okay, I made all this money. I made out the hood. Now I'm going to give all this money right back to the nation that's oppressing my people. I'm going to buy a Bentley. I'm buying me some rims. I'm going to spend all my money on this instead of spending your money to teach your people what you know or starting some type of class or going back and helping out somehow, figuring something out to do, you know? So we got to wake up. That's how we love our people, you know, and that's why we must love our people. You know, we got to help them out and educate them and, learn to enjoy doing it. And the way you're going to learn to do that is by getting in that word, you know, studying the word of God, studying that Bible right there, you know, and getting under some true Hebrew Israelite teachers who could break it down to you, you know. But otherwise, you're just going to buy into this beast system and make them rich and keep your people oppressed. And you be sitting there, well, I'm comfortable, I'm good. And like you can only rise as high as your people. You know, Oprah Winfrey is a good example. She thought she a billionaire, but she went over there to Switzerland or whatever, and they treated her just like a Negro. So anyway, you're watching Spiritual Combat. Check out some of my other videos and check out my videos on Facebook too. The page is Spiritual Combat on Facebook also. And have a nice day.